Hey everybody, my name's Jesse, and today I want to talk about how to change your life. My next several videos will discuss a detailed plan for personal transformation. I'm going to tell you exactly how to change your life. So if you're ready to turn your life around, this video and the ones that follow are going to tell you how. But I want to start by saying something that you have to always keep in mind. Watching a couple of YouTube videos, reading some blog posts, listening to some podcasts, even reading the very best self-help books, all these things can help you to change your mindset. But unless you put in the work, not much is going to happen in terms of actually changing your life. If you really want to turn your life around, you have to do the work. Understanding the ideas is not enough. You have to follow through. But of course, you already knew that. So right now, you're looking for some motivation. So hopefully that's what I'll be delivering here today. So let's get started. Today's video is a general overview of the program that I'll be explaining in more detail over the course of the next several videos. The program is pretty simple and straightforward. There are 5 basic steps. First, you have to change your mindset. Begin by believing that change is possible. This is where all the self-help books and YouTube videos and podcasts come in. They are intended to help you change your mindset. Here's the thing, that's really, really necessary if you want any of the rest of this to work. If you've been stuck for a long time, then it's totally understandable if you have to work really hard to overcome your deeply entrenched belief that you will always be stuck and that you're fated to continue living the sort of life you have always lived. That's understandable. If you believe that nothing is going to change, then nothing is going to change. Well, not for the better anyway. You have to allow yourself to believe in hope, just long enough to make some changes that will have a real impact on your life. And those initial changes will give you the confidence to continue to believe in the possibility of change. There will be setbacks along the way, and you need to build up enough of that confidence that it will carry you through the tough times, so you can face those setbacks with resilience and keep on striving towards your goals. So, next you have to identify what those goals are. Benjamin Hardy describes this in terms of your future self. Who do you see yourself becoming in the future? Envision that future version of yourself in great detail, not just your job, but also your location and your companions, your clothes, and your habits. Then, take the necessary steps to become that person. Change whatever you need to change. Your habits, the type of clothes you wear, companions who you spend the most time with, your location, and your job, until eventually you become the person you want to be. It might seem strange, but for most of us it's pretty difficult to name the specific goals that we're working towards in our lives. We might be able to come up with some generic, common ideas like, I'd like to make more money, or I'd like to get married and have kids, or I'd like to retire and move to Florida. But identifying really, really specifically what you want to do with your life, how you want your life to have real meaning and purpose for you and for the world as a whole, that's much easier said than done. Most of us have no idea how we're going to accomplish that. We don't have goals, so we go through life reacting to situations as they arise instead of acting with purpose. So, this is what you're going to change first. You are going to begin to act with purpose. You're going to set goals for yourself. Once you've identified your goals, the next thing you need to do is identify exactly what are the steps required to accomplish those goals. Now, don't let this step become an obstacle for you. It's okay if you don't have every single piece of this figured out at the beginning. There will be a certain amount of learning as you go. But if you truly have your heart set on a big, distant dream, then you're going to have to start walking in that direction. For example, if you want to be an author, you've got to start by writing a book. You're going to identify those steps. What are the steps you will need to take in order to accomplish your goals? Write those down. Don't just try to remember them in your head. Write them down. And then identify the incremental steps you'll have to take along the way to move you along the path towards your goals. There are steps you'll have to take on the way to your steps. Write those down. As much as you can figure out from where you are now. Be as detailed as you can. Now comes the fun part. This is the big one. It's the most important part of the process. Once you have identified the steps required to accomplish your goal, you have to follow through. Nothing is going to happen unless you do the work. You've got to follow through. You've got to do the work and make it happen. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and it's probably going to be unpleasant, tedious, or boring at times. It's going to take you outside your comfort zone, and depending on what you're trying to do, it may be psychologically or even physically painful at times. But if you care enough about your goals, then this is what you've got to do. You've got to put in the time. You've got to put in the work. You've got to follow through. Put it on a schedule and get the job done. But that's not the final step. Most people who get this far look back and wonder, hey, I've done a bunch of work, why haven't I achieved my goal yet? And then they give up. But if you truly want to succeed, there's another step. You have to evaluate your results. You have to carefully examine what work you've actually done and figure out how effective it was. Did it actually get you closer to your goal? Has your goal changed at all while you were doing the work? Based on what you know now, what steps are you going to need to take in order to achieve your goal? This final step is crucial, and most of us skip it. But by analyzing our results and recalculating our plan, we ensure that we're putting in work that will be effective. See, your plan is not set in stone. Your plan can change as you learn and grow, and if all goes well, you will learn and grow a lot. So you take what you have learned, and based on that, you re-examine your plan. You make changes to your plan as necessary. You update it, or even come up with an entirely new plan, so you can keep moving towards your goal. And then, you repeat the entire process. You remind yourself why you're doing this. You visualize your goal. You develop a plan for achieving your goal. You do the work. You evaluate your results. And then you do it again. You believe that change is possible. You remind yourself why you're doing this. You visualize your goal. You develop a plan for achieving your goal. You do the work. You evaluate your results. And then you do it again. And so on, and so forth. Try to repeat the process every 6 months. 6 months may be a little arbitrary. I'm just throwing that number out there because that's how far in advance I was able to develop my current plan. It goes about 6 months in the future. Tim Ferriss has said he prefers to work in 4-month intervals. Some people prefer 90 days. Some people prefer to focus on longer periods of time, like 9 months or even a year. But until you've been doing this for a while, I would not recommend going more than a year. So much can change in a year, as we all saw in the year of 2020. So much can change in a year. So if you try to envision, say, a 5-year plan, you end up engaging in so much speculation that it loses its value as a workable plan. There's simply too much that we cannot foresee. Life changes too quickly for us to really develop specific, actionable 5-year plans ahead of time. If you want to do something really amazing with your life, then my recommendation to you is to set really amazing goals. and then develop your plan for achieving those goals. Defining the action steps you will take in the next 4 to 6 months. And when you get to that point, you may not have achieved your goal yet, but you'll be so much closer to it than you would have been if you had just sat on your couch and done nothing. This is your opportunity to go out and live an extraordinary life. Be the best version of yourself. Be as excellent as you can possibly be. I can't wait to see what you will achieve. Leave a comment. Tell me about your hopes and dreams. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and be sure to watch for my upcoming videos where I'll be talking in greater detail about how to identify action steps and make a plan for achieving your goals. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will be talking to you soon.